Thank you very much. I'm here with rookie jungler Contractz after a dominating 2-0 there for Cloud9. You come into your LCS, your first game ever, 2 first bloods in both games, and you beat TSM. How does it feel?
It feels super amazing. At first, I didn't actually think I would have this of a debut. Although this isn't where I want to be yet. I want to be much better than what I am right now. But it was a good first start, yeah.
You're just casually beating TSM 2-0. Seems okay at least. How's C9 been? Of course, you were in the Challenger squad before, but moving into the main team has to feel very different. How have you found that team, the infrastructure, just the whole experience?
Yeah, the infrastructure is definitely different from the Challenger team, but it's really helping me improve day by day. And over time, I think the infrastructure is just going to make me a really, really good player, and I appreciate all the staff at C9.
Well, you're a young and talented player. I have to ask you, I know we're only 1 series in, but what are your expectations for yourself, and kind of what do you think your ceiling's like?
Well, I just want to be the best jungler I can be for my team, maybe be a top 1, top 2 LCS jungler, and definitely make finals at the end of Split.
Well, certainly good start so far. Thank you very much, Contractz, for such a great game. We are going to throw it back to the Analyst, though, Desto, for more on that game.
Thank you very much, Pastry. Humble Contractz there in his first series victory of the NALCS season. And the story of the second game really did center around him and the early moves that he was able to make on that Lee Sin to get their team ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely did. And he was humble, but he could have got away with being a little cocky if he wanted to.
Yeah, he absolutely
I mean, he was huge. Let's be honest. This was massive. Everything he did to really set up their success in this game was impressive. It was really well thought out. He was risk averse, and he was capitalizing on his moments. You know, even pushing Svenskar out of the jungle before getting that first blood on Bjergsen. They knew there could be no counter ganking, and this guy played it like a seasoned vet.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, that's with the fact that he is not a seasoned veteran. We talked about the fact that he had the same or similar level of hype to, say, Dardoch coming in, where this guy's supposed to be super hot on entry. And that's exactly what he was. So far, things looking good. Let's go ahead and jump into a couple replays here. The first one's going to be around the Baron. But this is actually where TSM makes some good moves in the Baron steal itself.
Yeah, I mean, Svenskar played this very well. I think C9, it was a fine Baron to take. Yes, there's always the risk, but Contract kicks Sven out, immediate flashback in, some luck there, but really well played to steal the Baron. Now, this is TSM with a 1 fight, right? That's good for you. You back out. They're able to actually get out of here. They trade the flashes when there is a flash shot coming in, but then why would you stay around? It's a 4v5, you're down on gold, you just got Baron.
On 4 members.
There's a Taric there, let's engage on the Taric. And TSM takes a very odd re-engage here. They don't even kill Smoothie. They give up a bunch of kills here, and eventually an inhibitor. So, I mean, this was really a poor decision from TSM.
Yeah, exactly. And this is following a couple very good decisions to stay in the game, which was relying on that Haunter split push on the Trundle to really spread out the map and slow things down up to that Baron steal. Had they just walked out and had, you know, that 3.5 minutes there to just continue to farm up, this could have been a very different game. So, you know, some good decisions, some poor decisions coming out of this TSM squad. And we had some questions with Doublelift out of the lineup. How would their shot calling fall, you know, moving into this season? Clearly, it still needs some work.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially you talk about the split push. Baron buff, incredible on a split pusher like Trundle, who was already really starting to take over that matchup. You know, he had kind of outscaled the Nautilus in that 1v1, and you give him the Baron buff, and now you have to send 2 guys to deal with him, and it gives TSM more and more time to farm up to kind of get to those break points because they were put very far behind off the bat from Contractz.
Right, of course, we did still see one other great fight out of TSM in the top lane, a good re-engage from a Wild Turtle arrow that netted them a couple kills, but then we jumped to the game-ending fight. So we follow what was a fantastic fight from TSM with a great engage here from C9.
Yeah, exactly. And the arrow does go in, and this is just showing off how tanky Impact is and the power of that Taric ultimate. We see Contractz and Smoothie pairing up. They land the stun onto the backline. They're able to pile in, and the amount of AoE damage and high DPS champions they have was just incredible there, and I think that really showcased the power of the Taric.
And I love to see the confidence coming out of Cloud9 to continue to take those fights. You know, a number of teams, especially with, say, a new rookie who holds most of the gold on that map, would be a little bit more tentative after just losing a fight to kind of re-engage for a full 5v5 near the Baron. They choose to go for it, knowing that, hey, we still have command of this game, and they can win essentially off of that. Let's move to player of the game. It's going to come as no surprise that it's going to Contractz here in his debut. So one of Jensen in last game, 1 to Contractz here. Let's talk about this guy in the context of the season, because this is a Cloud9 roster or rather a Cloud9 organization that was founded upon winning the North American LCS. Well, they're charged with doing that again here with this edition.
And I mean, it's a great start for them. They take down the defending champions. Their rookie looks incredible. Really smart plays across the board. Even things like this, kicking out his opponent, winning the Smite Fate there on the Dragon. You know, he was really making everything looked pretty easy for him. He was never overcommitting his abilities, waiting till the exhaust is able to end there to kill off Bjergsen, and he looked great. And this is one of the best starts I've seen from a rookie in a long time.
The presence of mind in a rookie is what's kind of phenomenal about it, because again, we always talk about composure. Well, it's his first time on the stage. He's going to be operating in the LAN setting. How is he going to deal with the different levels of pressure that come throughout the game? And he seemed to handle himself like a seasoned pro. Again, just 2 games, so we can't go ahead and stamp him. All right, here he is.
Contractz season MVP.
He's arrived, best jungler of the season. But in his first showing here, has performed very well. So off to a great start here for Cloud9. Of course, TSM probably would have liked to see things go differently. We've got to take a quick break, and then we'll jump into the second match of the day with Phoenix 1 versus Echo Fox. Don't touch that browser. The NA LCS will be right back.
Do you ever just stare at your opponent right now? And just like...
Do you ever just do that, yeah?
Look into their soul and then intimidate them?
Look into that soul.
He's not paying attention to me, but... I'm paying attention to him.
A lot of damage there. Jensen does have ulti available. Exhaust is on. E's going to land. There's the ulti. It's enough damage. Done on the Hanser as well. Here comes the attempt to steal. Who's it going to be? Nice kick out. He flashes. He gets there and steals the Baron. Now the fight is on. Yes, look at the kill, but that is so worth it in every possible way for TSM. Now it's up for Smoother to keep them alive. Ulti's going to tag onto 4. They cop Isle Cross. Down goes a TSM support. Hook into the back line. Bjergsen's got to be careful on this one. Pops the ulti. A double for Jensen. Redemption. Now it's 3 for him. Impact still alive at the front line. Refuses to go down. It's a hat trick and a double kill for Sneaky. Cloud9, this time off the backs of Contractz with the insane early game on Lee Sin. 2-0 over TSM.